Hello everyone, how's it going? In this video, we're going to talk about what is happening with NIO and cover some of the exciting news that came out from NIO recently. So let's get started. There are a few topics that we're going to cover in this video. One is the establishment of a new manufacturing plant. So NIO announced that they installed or they are creating this new manufacturing plant in Haifa, China, and we'll go into that. The next thing is about the NIO app, how it has garnered about 1.6 million users so far, and why is it so important for NIO. The next thing is about the Citi Group upgrading NIO to a buy from neutral. Then we're also going to talk about battery swapping in US and how it can help NIO. The next thing is about the analysts rating. We'll go over some other analysts, what are they talking about NIO. And lastly, we're going to cover NIO establishing itself as a premium brand and why is it so important. Let's get started. The first thing we'll talk about is this new plant that NIO establishes in Haifa. Haifa is nothing but an EV, it's considered as a rising capital of EV vehicles in the world, and it's based in China, and that's where NIO has established their headquarters. Haifa and NIO go back way long, and where Haifa has helped NIO many a times, even when they were in difficult times. Haifa has supported NIO for their establishment of their plants. And right now they have come up with this new plant called the NIO Motor Technology is what they're calling it as. This is the Chinese equivalent of the name. If you just copy and paste it in the Google Translate, we can see the translation. And they are calling it as VLI Power Technology. VLI is nothing but NIO. And they have established this manufacturing plant in China, where the plant is supposed to be manufacturing automotive parts, accessories, technical services, technology and development. Everything is going on. And this is done through XPT. XPT is nothing but it's NIO's own manufacturing business called XPT. So if you go to XPT's website, you can see these are into manufacturing of all these core electrical vehicle power manufacturing parts. These are nothing but the induction motors, the energy storage systems, which are nothing but batteries, the gearboxes, all the core mechanical aspects that are needed for the EV vehicles are manufactured in this XPT plant. You will also recall that we covered a video about talking about the JAC agreement, the renewal of the agreement, and how JAC is planning on increasing the number of vehicles throughput for yearly annual basis. So that thing is going on. We also covered another video where we talked about how JAC, the other partnership with NIO in manufacturing, is giving out tenders for the manufacturing of lower end vehicles. So they're establishing systems for manufacturing of lower end vehicles. So that's another phase that is going on already with NIO. So there are quite a bit of things that NIO is doing out in the manufacturing space and how they're expanding themselves. So amazing thing to look into. Now, next aspect we're talking about is the NIO app. And NIO app seems to have established about 1.6 million registered users. And now, why is that important? If you think about it, NIO has only sold about 106,000. Back in April, it was 102,000. Right now, it might be north of 107,000 vehicles only. So where is these 1.6 million registered users coming from? And NIO app is nothing but it's not just a vehicle management tool, because NIO app allows people to use it as an e-commerce platform, like a social media platform, where users can post their comments and post their reviews about the vehicle, about how to use, about their reviews. They can also buy NIO products, NIO lifestyle products, and that's something which NIO has been equally focusing about. So they're talking about this, where the NIO app has established about 1.6 million users, and this particular app is only in China, and the whole app is built in the Chinese language. So English speakers, there's no English users at all. But you can see how the NIO brand value is so deeply engraved in the Chinese culture, and that's where China or NIO is growing up. So this particular article talks about where NIO is positioning its app as a competitor, or it can be considered as a Chinese unicorn or startup, where they're talking about how these social media platforms are growing up, and NIO can position itself in that direction. So not just but as a vehicle or car manufacturing company, but also lifestyle company. So NIO that's something which is amazing from NIO's aspect, where they are establishing their brand as a lifestyle brand, where people can not just leave their brand on the vehicle, but also take it home in terms of the products that they're selling on these apps. So you can look into the different types of products that they're working working with, the different aspects that they're looking into, and all these aspects are creating that culture of NIO around it, and how people are just embedding themselves into NIO. So even if you're not a NIO vehicle owner, you are still motivated or influenced to buy these branded products for them. So that's where NIO is establishing itself, and these are not just cheap Chinese products that we call normally, but these are premium products which people are really loving, and they want to buy it just because of the brand value. So that's something which is amazing, and that's something which NIO has been focusing on. And this particular article, all these articles will be in the description for you to review it yourself. This article is talking about where the NIO establishment or the brand value has gone, or the NIO lifestyle articles is 1:1. So they're talking about where the vehicle sales and the app sales are going 1:1. So they're almost equally hand in hand. That's something interesting to look into. And this is another article where NIO has established itself at the Alibaba's Tmall platform. Tmall is nothing but another e-commerce platform run by Alibaba, where it allows B2C selling, so business to consumer, where branded companies like NIO, like Puma, like Audi, all these branded luxury items can sell their products directly to consumers. That's where Tmall comes in. So imagine the difference between eBay and Amazon, where eBay you can, or people like us can sell, whereas Amazon you can, where you have established as an owner or the company, you can go and sell. So that's where Alibaba's Tmall comes in, where companies like NIO can sell out directly to the consumers. So that's something which NIO has already done that. This news came out back in May of 14th, and NIO has already gone into that direction long time. So that's with NIO app. The next thing is about the city upgrading NIO from neutral to buy. So one of the analysts from Citigroup, he basically mentioned that NIO, even though NIO should have dropped down because the amount of cars that came out in May were less than April, about 5.5% less than April, but still it stopped. The amount of cars that came out compared to last year, it's about 95% up compared to a year ago. So still there is quite a bit of progress, and the drop in May is mainly because of the shortage of chips. So you can imagine that the chip shortage, the semiconductor chip shortage, is something that's everyone facing. Everyone from all car manufacturing companies, all the electronic manufacturing companies, the gaming industry, everyone is being affected by this chip shortage because of the COVID-19. But if still companies are trying to produce and trying to work with this, it means that companies have already anticipated this problem, and they have already taken mitigation efforts to mitigate these problems very effectively. So that shows how good this company in terms of working with understanding and analyzing the future problems. So that gives me a good positive outlook for them. They are also talking about how this is the article which is talking about where the Citigroup person, Jeff Chung, the analyst Jeff Chung, has increased or brought down from the neutral to buy rating for NIO. So that's good. I'll also jump into the analyst rating from other analysts. So there are some of them talking about 81 till to the end of this year. There's some who are talking about 59. There's some who are talking about a low of 38. So most of them are under the buy rating, and they're going up to about $80, $71 at the end of this year. Now, the next thing is about the battery swapping. So this is a new company called Ample. Not a new company, it's been there for quite some time now, but Ample is something they just garnered news because they're talking about battery swapping in the United States, and they've already started doing this with Uber. And the idea behind this is that they say that the battery swapping is something which should be looked into and something that could work out. And there was another startup in the past called Better Place, along with Tesla. Both of them did try battery swapping in the past, but did not work out. Better Place, in fact, even went bankrupt back in 2013. But Ample is now they're taking up that baton and then trying to run with it. So they are establishing battery swapping in the United States, and they are right now testing it on fleet vehicles, especially Ubers. So drivers can come down, quickly do the battery swap, and then get going with that. So this is definitely something to look into. And they're talking about where battery swapping is already common in China. Electric vehicle maker NIO, for example, plans to double its network of swapping station to 500 this year. And this could be a very good establishment if if this works out, we could see where NIO and Ample may be probably working in the future, or maybe buying out this technology later on in the future, if NIO is planning to enter into the United States market. Just to look into, but looks like an interesting news altogether. Now, the next aspect is about the establishment of NIO as a premium brand. NIO, William Lee came out with this and with his speech on the May 30th of May. He spoke at the 4th China Young Entrepreneur Summit, and he mentioned that NIO has established itself as a premium brand. What it means by that is the price of a NIO vehicle is greater than the likes of BMW, Audi, and even to Tesla in China, but still the car is selling out. So that means that the NIO, has established itself as a premium brand. And what it means by that is, imagine a particular product, maybe a watch, and you're using that watch. All the watch are the same. They give us the same time, and everyone looks the same. They're there only for the purpose of giving us a time. But there are watches which are local, which are non-branded watches, which are on a cheaper price, on an average price. Then you have the premium luxury branded watches, the Rolex, which cost a huge lot of money. But people who really like the brand, who really love the technology, not just the functioning aspect, but also the luxury, the view, and the branded value, they go and they are ready to pay that premium in order to get that brand. That's where NIO has established itself. So now where it can request or put down more, it can charge higher premium for its vehicles, and people are still interested in buying their vehicles. So that's a huge milestone achieved by this company, and that's something which is very interesting to look into. He's also talking about the average NIO user is about 37 years old, with 75% of users born in the 1980s and 50% of the users are born in 1985. This shows that consumers born in 1985 and after 1990 treat local brands and foreign brands equally, and they do not look up to foreign brands, Lee said. This is another aspect where William Lee and NIO has looked into, where they're establishing NIO not just for themselves, but for the Chinese economy, for the Chinese as a whole, where they want to uplift that image of China, the brand value, and looking into the aspect where NIO and other brands in China can be established themselves as global brands, and people all across the world can start addressing or adopting these brands for themselves. So that's something amazing to look into. With that, take care, stay safe, bye-bye.